Once upon a time, in a planet where the land kissed the surface, there lived a radiant sun and a gentle moon. They danced across the earth's surface, painting the world with light and shadows. Beneath them lay a vast and mysterious ocean, teeming with secrets and wonders. The sun, the moon, and the ocean were friends. The sun loved to hear the ocean's tales of the deep, and the moon, the sound of her waves. As each bright day starts to fade, the moon would peek out from behind the earth's surface. His soft light spreads across the ocean, making the waves shimmer and dance. The ocean would watch in awe as the sun and the moon share this special moment, and as the night unfolds, the sun would finally bid farewell, sinking below the horizon. But the moon remains, casting his gentle glow over the ocean, a reminder of the love and friendship that still exist between them. Every day, the sun and the moon would descend from the surface to visit the ocean, casting golden rays upon the waves. They would talk for hours, sharing stories of their travels and adventures and the wonders of their splendors. But the ocean never returned the sun and the moon's visits. She was content in her domain, her waters stretching far and wide. She listened to the sun's tales with a silent grace, but she never ventured beyond her shores to visit her dearest friends. This puzzled the sun and the moon. They wondered why the ocean never came to visit them. Was she too busy with her waves and tides? Or perhaps she simply didn't want to leave her comfort zone. One day, something special happened in the earth's surface. The sun and the moon embraced, something magical happened. The surface grew dark, and the ocean felt excited. She could sense something wonderful was happening on the surface. For a brief moment, they forgot about everything else. It was just the sun and moon, together in the earth's surface. The ocean was in awe of what she had seen. "It's a solar eclipse," the moon shouted to the mighty ocean. "Once on a long while, we come together, like a big hug, to form a more lasting peace and harmony between us." Down below, the ocean stirred with anticipation. She could feel the energy in the air, and couldn't help but feel excited too. As the eclipse passed and the sun and the moon began to separate, the surface slowly returned to normal. But the memory of their passionate embrace lingered in the air, filling the surface with a sense of peace and harmony. Even though they had to part once again, the sun and the moon knew that their peace and harmony would always bring them back together, even if just for a fleeting moment in a solar eclipse. As the sun, the moon, and ocean's friendship waxed stronger, so the sun and the moon still continued to visit the ocean every day, but the ocean never returned a visit. One day, curious about the ocean's reluctance to leave her watery home, the moon asked, "Why do you never come to visit us? Is there something that keeps you here?" The ocean sighed, her waves murmuring softly against the sand. "It is not that I do not wish to visit you, dear moon," she said. "Yes, I am bound to the earth's surface, but I'm afraid that your home will not contain me." She laughed. The sun was puzzled. "But why?" he asked. "Why must you stay here while we roam the surface above? And why do you even think our surface cannot contain you?" The moon gasped, his light flickering with astonished. And with that hope shining bright, the sun and the moon returned to their surface, casting their golden light upon the earth below, while the ocean whispered her secrets to the winds, her waves reaching out to touch the shores of distant lands. As the days passed, the sun, the moon, and the ocean found solace in the knowledge that their friendship endured across the vast expanse of the land and earth's surface. Each morning, the sun would rise with a smile upon the ocean, painting the land surface with his golden light. And each evening, the ocean would sing her lullabies to the sun and the moon across the earth's surface, her waves dancing in the moonlight. though they were separated by the vastness of the earth's surface, their bond remained unbroken. So, the sun and the moon continued to visit their friend, the ocean. They would shine their light upon the water, casting beautiful reflections across the surface. And though they could never live together on the land surface, they remained the best of friends, always watching over each other from beyond and below. One cool day, the ocean was tired of being asked by the moon on when she would visit them. So the ocean finally promised to visit the sun and the moon the following week. The sun and the moon were overjoyed at the thought of finally seeing their friend in their home. "What day will you come?" the moon asked eagerly, hoping for a specific date. But the ocean couldn't give a definite answer. "I'm not sure," she replied. "But I promise to come one day." The sun and the moon accepted the ocean's answer, holding on to hope for her visit as the days passed. One day, the sun and the moon were resting peacefully on the earth's surface. Suddenly, they noticed something strange, a mighty wave approaching them with incredible speed. It churned and spun, threatening to engulf everything in its path and leaving nothing behind. The sun and the moon's hearts pounded with fear as they realized the ocean's force was out of control. "What should we do?" the moon asked, his voice trembling with worry and fear. The sun thought quickly. "We must go to the upper surface, the sky," he exclaimed. With that, they both soared upwards, leaving the earth's surface behind. As the ocean's furious waves crashed upon the earth's surface, she searched desperately for her friends. But the sun and the moon were nowhere to be found. She realized that they had gone to the upper surface, the sky, and so the ocean regretted ever visiting them. She waited for their usual arrival, but the sun and the moon never showed up. As time passed, days turned into weeks, weeks into months, and months into 1,000 years. Their friendship began to fade away. The sun and the moon knew they were safer in the sky, away from the ocean's unpredictable tides and waves. And though they missed their friend, the sun and the moon continued to shine brightly from the sky, casting their light upon the ocean below. And the ocean remained in the land's surface, whispering her secrets to the winds, her waves reaching out to touch the shores of distant lands, but deep in her heart, she held on to the hope that one day, she would reunite with the sun and the moon and restore their friendship to its former glory. And so ends the tale of the sun, the moon and the ocean, a story of love and friendship that endures the test of time. The sun, the moon and the ocean taught the world a valuable lesson. The end. Click here to watch our previous video on Safina, the child who came to Earth twice, a true life story about a woman in Port Harcourt who gave birth to the same child twice after 15 years of marriage. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe to support our folktale stories. Thank you.